Hello, good morning. Today, also I read the story of Dhammavada in the Dhammavada book. Today, I will read two stories. First story is the story of Samanera Pandita, and the second story is the story of Thera, Lakundaka, Bhaddiya. The first story, the story of Samanera Pandita. While residing at the Jetavana monastery, the Buddha uttered verse 80 of this book with reference to Samanera Pandita. Pandita was a young son of a rich man of Saudi. He became a Samanera at the age of 7. On the 8th day after becoming a Samanera, as he was following Thera Sariputta on an ant's round, he saw some farmers channeling water into their fields and asked the Thera, "Can water which has no consciousness be guided to wherever one wishes?" The Thera replied, "Yes, it can be guided to wherever one wishes." As they continued on their way, the Samaritans saw some fletchers heating their arrows with the fire and threatening them. Further on, he came across some carpenters cutting, sawing, and planing timber to make it into things like cart wheels. Then he pondered if water, which is without consciousness, can be guided to wherever one wishes. If a crude bamboo, which is without consciousness, can be threatened, and if timber, which is without consciousness, can be made into useful things, why should I, having consciousness, be unable to train my mind and practice tranquility and instant meditation? Then and there, he asked permission from the Thera and returned to his own room in the monastery. There, he ardently and diligently practiced meditation, contemplating the body. Saka and the devas also helped him in his meditation by keeping the monastery and its prison very quiet and still. Before meal time, Samanera Pandita attained anagami fruition. At that time, Thera Sariputta was bringing food to the Samanera. The Buddha saw with his supernormal power that Samanera Pandita had attained anagami fruition, and also that if he continued to practice meditation, he would soon attain arhataship. So the Buddha decided to stop Sariputta from entering the room where the Samanera was. The Buddha went to the door and kept Sariputta engaged by putting some questions to him. While the conversation was taking place, the Samrita attained Rajaship. Thus, the Samrita attained Rajaship on the 8th day after becoming a novice. In this connection, the Buddha said to the bhikkhus of the monastery, when one is honestly practicing the Dhamma, even Sangha and the devas give protection and keep guard. I myself have kept Thera Sariputta engaged at the door so that Samanera Pandita should not be disturbed. The Samanera, having seen the farmers irrigating their fields, the fletchers straightening their arrows, and the carpenters making cartwheels and other things, tames his mind and practices the Dhamma. He has now become an arahant. The Buddha then spoke in verse as follows: Farmers channel the water, fletchers straighten the arrows, carpenters work the timber, the wise tame themselves. The second story, the story of Thera Lakunda Bhaddiya. While residing at the Jedavana monastery, the Buddha uttered verse 81 of this book with the reference to Thera Bhaddiya. Bhaddiya was one of the bhikkhus staying at the Jedavana monastery. Because of his short stature, he was known as Lakundaka, the dwarf, to other bhikkhus. Lakundaka Bhaddiya was very good-natured. Even young bhikkhus would often tease him by pulling his nose or his ears or by patting him on his head. Very often they would jokingly say, Uncle, how are you? Are you happy? Or are you bored with your life here as Bhikkhu, etc.? Lakundaka Bhaddiya never retaliated in anger and or abused them. In fact, even in his heart, he did not get angry with them. When told about the passion of Lakundaka Bhaddiya, the Buddha said, an arahant never loses his temper. He has no desire to speak harshly or to think ill of others. He is like a mountain or solid rock. As a solid rock is unshaken, so also an arahant is unperturbed by scorn or by praise. Then the Buddha spoke in verse as follows: As a mountain or rock is unshaken by wind, so also the wise are unperturbed by blame or by praise. That's all today. I already finished the story of Dhammavada in the Dhammavada book. I usually say that after reading the stories of the Dhammavada, after listening to the story, you will get some benefit, knowledge, and vision of the Dhamma. Today also, these stories are very interesting. And also, the stories are very useful to get much benefits and knowledge. After getting the such knowledge, benefits, we can apply those useful things into our practice. It's very, very good for us. I hope you will also do as I wish. I hope you will follow and practice the Dhamma taught by the Buddha. If you practice the Dhamma, in the story, the Saka king of the Deva, the Devas protect those who are practicing the Dhamma. If you practice the Dhamma, you will be protected by the Saka or Devas or others because the Dhamma is silent for those who want to practice. That's all today. Have a good day.